Hi guys, it is April from Getting Hygge with It. The cup is back. It's time to do my February TBR. Let's get into it. So I can't believe it's already that time. It's crazy how quickly January's gone by. Spoiler alert, my January reading life was top notch, like really, really good. So I have a lot of hope for 2020. So today we are going to be chatting about what I'm going to read in February. Now I'm bringing back the cup of TBR because this is bringing me so much joy. I do, however, have to be cognizant and aware that Thriller-a-thon is coming in February, and I really, really want to participate in that. I think that's happening, is it February 15th to the 21st? I could be wrong about that. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to pick some thrillers to throw into the mix here. But we should start by going through the picks, the prompts, I should say, that are in the cup, and then we'll begin. So, in the cup, as it stands, is husband pick, backlist, April pick, hype, arc, favorite author, poll where I ask you guys, treat yourself, which means I get to go shopping, which I like, newest by Spooky. Hopefully this one comes up because that would be helpful for Thriller-a-thon. New author, try a chapter Gothic. This is a bonus video. I got this last time and it was try a chapter thriller. And then we're back to husband picks. So, oh dear. Okay, so they've all gone back into the cup and I need to choose one and then we'll see. Okay. I'm going to shuffle them around because I've just talked about them in order. So I definitely want this to be random. That is the whole point. Okay. Backlist. Well, this should be easy enough. Okay. And I could pick some thrillers for this. So let me go and pick some backlist books that I can choose from for the month of February. Oh, it's also Black History Month, so I might try to pick some from there. Okay, now I'm just rambling. I'm gonna go and scour my shelves. Okay, so I decided to like go to my shelves and really scour just thrillers really. And many of these were also on my books that I'd like to read in 2020 based on some of my favorite booktubers and their favorites from 2019. I'm gonna link that video below because just makes me so happy and I've had such good luck because of it. So the first book I want to talk to you about that's backlist, actually very, very backlist, is In Cold Blood. Now, Simon's mom loved this book last year and I have always wanted to read this. Now this is nonfiction and it's true crime about the Clutter family who were all murdered, and Truman Capote went to this town where they lived in Holcomb, Kansas, and he interviewed basically the whole town, trying to get to the bottom of this murder and why the people did it. I think he finds out who actually killed them. I really know very little about this case, which makes me happy. So that would be a wonderful backlist book to chat about. That's not really a thriller, but it's spooky enough, and Harriet Rosie is, you know, she's liberal with Thriller-a-thon. Next is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while, is Confessions by Kene Minato. This was a favorite from Vicky's over at chapter 32. This is about a school teacher whose child, her daughter, was killed on the playground at the school that she works at. She knows that one of her students did it. And it's like her last class, and I think she confronts the students for murdering her child. This one came out in 2008, I want to say 2008. So very backlist, another backlist book that I can't believe I still haven't read yet because it's had so much hype. That's The Perfect Nanny by Leila Slimani. This is called Lullaby over in the UK. I think this came out like 2012? No, 2016. So newer, but still backlist. And this is about a family in which the nanny has killed the children. Like, you know that the nanny killed the children right from square one, and you work backwards in time to find out why. I can't imagine a good enough reason why, but it explains that. And apparently this is a bit more literary thriller, so there's that. And then I've been reading the Nikki French books. I just finished Blue Monday and really liked it, so I have been buying all of the series. And this is Tuesday's Gone. So this is about a psychotherapist named Frida Klein, and she studies cases, and I don't even know what this one is about. Oh my gosh, this sounds amazing. Just the first line: when a London social worker makes a routine home visit, she discovers her psychotic client, Michelle Joyce, serving tea to a naked, decomposing corpse. What? Yeah, yes. So these are options for backlist. Now, backlist is done. I need to add another prompt to the actual cup. So I'm going to shuffle these, choose one, which is going to be gifted. So this is a book that someone has gifted me in real life. I'm going to throw that in. That has already come up not this year. I think it came up in 2019. Okay, so let's pick another prompt. Arc. Well, this should be easy enough. This is good actually, because I'd really like to get through my arcs. So let me go to my shelves, pick a bunch of arcs that I could read, and I will return. I don't know why, but that took me a little longer than expected. Okay, I've got 4 arcs that I got last year and I still haven't read. The first is Pam Jenoff's The Lost Girls of Paris. I think I saw Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand talking about this because I think she's doing Historathon. I think she's hosting that. I'm not participating in that this year, although I guess I could be if I choose this. But this is about spies, I think, in Paris in World War II, and I'm always down for a story like that. This follows a woman in Manhattan in 1946, and she finds this suitcase. And inside the suitcase is all sorts of photos of women. And she learns that the women were basically female secret agents during the war. And she discovers their past, and it sounds fantastic. This came out, oh gosh, when was it? It was February of last year, and sadly I never read it. So that is definitely an option. I could see myself enjoying that a lot. Next up is The Dutch House by Anne Patchett. A lot of people have been reading this and loving it. It sounds like a very slow burn read, and that's kind of what Anne Patchett does best. This is about a brother and a sister who grew up quite wealthy. They lived in this grand house that their father built, and then their father loses everything, and they in turn lose everything as well. And it is about their past and them trying to grapple with poverty. I'm sure it's much more than that, but it's supposed to be really, really fantastic. So that's The Dutch House, and that just came out in September of 2019. Then there's The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Now this has been on the list quite a few times now. And I think this one also was a favorite of Russell's at Ink and Paper blog from 2019. It was one of his favorites, so it's definitely a book that I'd like to read. It's very sad, about a group of black boys, I think in the 1960s. They go to this academy called the Nickel Academy, and it's basically a detention center, I think. And is it a detention center? It's a juvenile reformatory place called the Nickel Academy, and essentially the boys are abused in all sorts of ways. And there's even a graveyard where young black boys died and went into those graves and were forgotten. And this place actually existed. And I know this is going to make me very angry, but also very, very important book. So that's The Nickel Boys. And that just recently came out too. And then there's a book that is coming out in March, and it's called Darling Rose Gold. This is a thriller, so much lighter than any of those. This is about a woman named Rose Gold. I think that's not her actual name, but anyway, she grew up thinking that she was like very gravely ill. She was in a wheelchair. She was in and out of hospitals. Doctors had no idea what was wrong with her. And it turns out that her mother was lying her entire childhood. She was never sick. And her mom goes to jail for it. And we meet her when her mom is coming out of jail, and she's expecting Rose Gold to take care of her. And Rose Gold says, sure, I'll do that. But really, she wants revenge, and she wants to exact revenge on her mom. And that sounds like so much fun. So yeah, Darling Rose Gold might also happen. I've got a good list so far. Okay, so we need to add another prompt to the cup. Let's do it. So, we are going to be adding one-word title to the cup. So now we need to shuffle this around a little bit and choose one. Paul! Oh, I'm so excited! Okay, so in this one, I am going to actually pull you guys. So when you're seeing this, I'll have already chosen. You will have already chosen for me. But I'm going to compile a bunch of books, and you guys get to pick which one I read. Oh, I'm so excited! Okay, I'm gonna go and pick some books. And we'll see what you guys end up choosing. So I have 3 books here that I'm going to ask you guys which one I should read, and then I will read that one in February. The first is The Great Alone. For some reason, I think this one is going to win, but you never know. So The Great Alone is by Kristen Hanna. And this is about a family in the 70s that moved to Alaska. And I think the father has just come back from the war in Vietnam. He was a POW and has really found it very difficult to adjust. And I think he is a violent man. I don't know if he's violent from his experience in war or whether he was always violent. And it is about the isolation of being in Alaska and just this family's experience moving there. So that is one of the potentials. The other potential that you guys are going to choose is Queenie by Candace Carty-Williams. This is kind of a Bridget Jones retelling, but we follow a black woman in London. She dates all of these horrible, horrible men, and it sounds fantastic, so I've been really wanting to read this. So that's Queenie. Then the last one that you guys could choose from is A Gentleman in Moscow, and this follows a Russian count who is sentenced to house arrest, and he's meant to stay in this grand hotel. I think he's like at the very top floor, and he stays there. I think it's 1922 when he's sentenced to house arrest, and he basically watches the Russian Revolution from his balcony, and it is about his experience in the hotel with other guests staying there, and it's supposed to be amazing. So I'll insert a clip of which one you guys chose. Queenie, Gentleman in Moscow, The Great Alone. What are you going to choose? Hi guys, so future me, I am coming at you literally 24 hours later, and you guys have spoken. The poll went out yesterday. Which book should I choose? Sadly, Queenie was out of the running pretty early. It was only at 17% of you wanted me to read Queenie, but honestly, it was so close, like 1% apart between A Gentleman in Moscow and The Great Alone. And so at 42%, The Great Alone won. Whoa, the light is terrible. Anyway, so I'm going to be reading The Great Alone. It was so close though, because A Gentleman in Moscow is at 41%. That said, I'm going to read both of them at some point, but I am very eager to read this. And it's probably good that this came up in the winter because it's meant to be kind of snowy. Oh, there, that's a bit better, right? Yeah, so you guys have spoken and I'm going to read The Great Alone. Okay, good. Poll is done, and then we only have one more. First, again, we have to put a prompt into the cup. So we're putting into the cup blurbs. That's also something that came up last year. I guess that will happen as I play this game. So I'm choosing, sorry, did that off camera, Treat Yourself. Okay, so for Treat Yourself, I literally just made a purchase and it just came today. And I have several books to show you, but I am doing an actual haul that will be coming pretty soon. So I'm going to choose a couple of books from that and show you, and we'll see what I end up picking. So, okay, I'll go and get them. Okay, so I'm only going to show you 2 from that haul because I don't want to ruin that haul. One of them I've already talked about, and it's Tuesday's Child. No, Tuesday's Gone. It's Thursday's Child in the series. Yeah, so that is that Nikki French series that I'm really into. Most likely I'll be reading this because I'm already really, really eager to read it. So there's that. But, oh, do you hear that? The plow. The plow is here. Run! The plow is here. Run for your life. The Familiars is the other book. This is from Stacey Halls, and I think I got the last copy from Book Outlet. I saw that it was available and I was like, right, I need it right away because she is a bit of a gothic-y kind of writer, and I really love a good gothic pick. So this takes place in the 1600s. When was the last time I read a book from the 1600s? I don't know. So we follow a woman who is the mistress of Gothrop Hall. She is pregnant. I think she's had multiple miscarriages in the past, and she finds a hidden letter that says, and it's from her doctor, and it says that she will not survive this pregnancy. So she decides to kind of move away from modern medicine, and I think she goes to a woman named Alice. She's a local midwife named Alice. Promises that she can help deliver a healthy baby and that she'll be okay. Then Alice is accused of witchcraft. So she stands accused of witchcraft, and our main character gets swept into the mix. And it sounds so good. It sounds really good and also very, very sad. And so many people have loved this. Jessie Burton has loved this. Kate Williams, Heather Morris. So, I mean, I think she just came out with her most recent book as well, which I'm trying to track down because I would really like to read that. So yeah, The Familiars is another book. It'll be one of these. Most likely this, if I'm being honest, because I can't help it. So, okay, the last order of business is to add another prompt to the cup so we're ready for next month. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle a little bit, pick from the middle, and we're adding Try a Chapter Historical Fiction bonus video into the cup, and we're set for next month. Okay, so let me know in the comments below, have you read any of the books that I have chosen for this TBR? I'd love to know. I hope that you liked them. I'm having a really good reading year. I'm on a roll and I don't want to be derailed. Also, what are you planning on reading in February? I will talk with you guys soon. Bye!